Hey everybody, how are you doing? Bliss here, just wanting to answer. I just want to talk. I'm trying to get my confidence up here, and you guys are helping me a lot with just talking about myself. I kind of struggle with this aspect, and it's for reasons that are going to be difficult to explain, but hopefully I can explain them in this video. So Yvette asks, Yvette LaRose asks, when you upload your video tomorrow, can you talk about how you got to where you are? A lot of people post videos of the music they write, the blogs they make, but it seems to go nowhere. I'm really interested in how people become well known just by being themselves, and I really appreciate it if you did that, Blake. Okay, well, basically, how I sort of got to where I am now, and people are always asking sort of like the origin story in a sense. I feel that, and now this is where my nervousness comes in, and this is where I get nervous about wanting to talk about myself and talk about who I am, because I feel that every single time I say something, I have the potential to influence somebody else and influence them off of maybe their potentially deter them from their own belief system if their belief system isn't very grounded or doesn't have very strong roots. I don't want to by any means indoctrinate people or get them to think like my way is the only way to think. However you guys think about spirituality or about anything, so anything in the beyond, I don't want to influence you off that and stop you from thinking those things. This is just my own personal belief system of how I think things have unfolded for me, and that's really it. I don't want to have people feel that just because I've said it, that makes it true. Truth is subjective to the individual and individuals, and you have to find your own truth for yourself and your own way of thinking and your own ideology. And so, with that being said, I feel that my journey started before this life even fell into fruition and even sort of came to be in a sense. I felt that because I was very self-realized from very, very, very early age. I think this has just always been my path to do this. Now, I have a very specific mission on planet Earth that I feel that I am achieving, and with that realization, I feel very, I feel like I struggle to integrate heavily. Not from a social aspect, because I feel that I have a very heightened sense of perception. I am able to integrate to a degree, but it isn't by any means or by my own means in a sense, because I feel like it's super added to me and it's something that I'm able to sort of tap into. If I potentially did not possess that perceptual ability, I'd feel that social interaction and integration would be extremely difficult to achieve, and I would probably be most likely not just a recluse from the sense that it'd be isolation by choice, but it'd be from this perspective that I don't think I'd be able to actually make friends. So how did I get to be where I am now? It takes a lot of work, takes a lot of dedication, a lot of dedication. I've given up most of my life to get to where I am right now. I don't have much of a social life, and I don't really consider myself to really have much of a personal life either. I've really given up so much to get where I am. Like I practice and I'm writing, 10 hours a day, constantly. And now people are like, well, then how do you make money and stuff like that? Now, my brother and I, we run a business together, and we have a business structure that money is coming through. So that money comes through in that way. And my brother and my family, we all work together as a unit. So we all help each other in different aspects. And I don't want to get into how all that kind of works and operates, because that gets more into my personal private life, and we can get into that as time goes on. But as for now, it's taken a lot of dedication, it's taken a lot of time, it's taken a lot of effort, and it really is. I don't see one thing that I feel that. And I don't want to. I'm not going to make a sweeping statement, but I feel that people take this type of situation for granted, and this is another reason why I don't like talking about myself and talking about these situations, because I don't want to offend anybody, and I don't want anybody to feel awkward, and I don't want anybody to feel that what they believe in is like lesser than what I'm saying or anything like that. I don't want to supersede anybody, and so for that being said. It's really to get to this position, you really have to be very grateful, extremely grateful. And I think that's one thing that a lot of famous or well-known people sometimes they kind of, as time goes on, they sort of lack that, and they take their audience for granted. And I have up until this moment, and I will continue forward. I don't take you guys for granted at all. I'm very, very cognizant and very aware of how your interactions and your life entwined in mine is a gift from the divine, and it's something that I really feel that it's a privilege and something that I do not take lightly. And so that's why I'm so mindful of sharing of myself and sharing of my beliefs and sharing of certain things, because what I don't want to do is upset you guys and upset anybody and have them feel that from what I've said, because I always put myself second. So I never want to make it seem that I'm saying something and I'm conveying something that's going to supersede somebody else and have them feel worse about what they believe or how they feel. And so how does this relate to your question? It relates to your question from the perspective of that, how did I get to where I am today from my own personal journey? It's been a combination of different things, and one particular aspect has been that I feel like it was meant to happen before I was even born. I have a recollection of planet Earth and different aspects of this planet from separate lives, and I really feel that a lot of things have really built up to this one particular point, and this is something that this is a real changing point for humanity, I feel, and it's something that I volunteered and I came to this planet to help with. And there's a lot of things that I can't say as to why I'm doing certain things and as to how they're unfolding, but I'm just very realized and I'm just very aware of what's going on, and I would like to share more of that stuff of myself with you guys, but I'd just like to see how you sort of assess and take this particular information, because I don't want to start going down this track where I start sharing of myself, and then it's not so much that people will be like, well, I don't believe you, and that's not what I'm worried about. I'm more worried about hurting somebody's feelings or having them doubt themselves or doubt their own belief system or doubt their own. And it's not like I'm trying to say that, I'm not trying to put myself in a position where like, oh yeah, clearly that's what I could do. I could supersede anybody. I'm not trying to say that either. This is not coming from a place of arrogance. What I'm saying is that I know there's the potential of that, and I'm just mindful of that potential and just worried about, you guys are incredible people, and I'm sure that you have, different ideas and concepts that you bring to the table as well into your own life, and I just want to be able to add to those concepts and not have you feel like I'm trying to detract from them or supersede them in any way. So I'm trying to share of myself, and it's really difficult, and I hope this answers your question. I'm gonna make this a 2-part series, so I'm gonna make another video like this. I'm hoping that this video goes over okay, because I'm kind of worried about it. And then if it goes over away, then I'll make another kind of part 2 tomorrow, and I'll talk more about some of these different ideas. If you have any questions for me about any of this stuff, it would really help if you leave some comments after you've watched this video, and sort of talk to me about some of the things that you feel and some of the things you'd like me to sort of get into, and I can do that. Now, this information I feel is not supposed to disseminate until the book is out, because I feel the book, what it does is it helps negate and remove the information that's being channeled through me as being, I feel like I'm a conduit. It removes the ego from it, because it grounds it and it puts it through this, let's say, a filtration system that is devoid of ego. And that's why also sometimes I don't talk with these concepts, because when I'm speaking from off the cuff, the human aspect of me, because it's tethered to that ego or tethered to that that sense, that potential conceit, it can hurt and rattle people in a way that I don't want to do that. So I end up just being very silent, and because of that retraction, I don't integrate with people very well, and then people then become displaced because there's nothing to gravitate to. People gravitate often. They have to sort of attach themselves to things, and because I'm a very unattached or detached individual, it makes it very difficult for people to kind of cultivate. Although it's happening in the abstraction, there's a lot of people out there who are they've been tapped into me, but they don't really integrate properly, so they're sort of lost in that sort of form of abstraction. And I'm not going to babble at you anymore because it's almost 10 minutes, but I love you very much. Please leave your comments, let me know, and I'm sorry this seems long-winded and very sort of veiled and not very clear. Hopefully through your questions I can provide more clarity, and we can work together to kind of unfold this in a way that's not going to jostle anybody or hurt or affect anybody in a negative way. I care about you, and you come first and foremost in my life. And I'm very, very grateful for each of you. I don't see you as a fan base, as a one collective. I see you as an amassed individual many. You are all individuals, and each of you are very special in your own way. And I like to and appreciate seeing you as such. I'm going to be going through some of my older videos and actually responding in the comment section in text to some people as well. Obviously, that takes a lot of time, so please don't be upset with me if I don't quite get to you right away, but I'd like to go back and also answer some other questions and different things like that. So if I don't answer your question in a video response, there's a good chance that I will be responding with at least a hug or some kind of form of validation that I have read what you've said, and you're not just going unheard. Thank you so much for being part of my life, and this took a lot. I had to work up to this moment for about 2.5 hours to just say this. So I'm sorry that it seems so long-winded and all over the place, but I love you very much, and I hope you appreciate what I'm trying to do here, even though it seems pretty abstract and esoteric. Okay, love you. Bye-bye.